Romano here from the Dominican Republic, and we've got some friends with us, and Terry and Adele McCormick, and we are going to share a little bit about what is happening in the future with Mission 2535. And so several years ago, when Tammy and I were in Mexico, one of our pastors talked to us and said, "Hey, would you partner with us to build a youth rehabilitation center?" And I said, "Well, what does partnership mean?" Right? Because for one person, it means something else. And for another, we go back and forth. Anyway, so we said, yeah, we could build it and he would run it. And so our time in Mexico was amazing. And Pastor Juan did an amazing job with the Youth Rehabilitation Center in Mexico. And just in the last couple of years, we have said, hey, we want to do the same thing that we did in Mexico here in the Dominican Republic. And so Mission 2535 decided about a year and a half ago that we would start our own youth rehabilitation center. And the focus of it here will be at Community of Hope. And so we have taken a piece of land at the back of Community of Hope, and we started clearing the land and putting some fill dirt down. And very soon we will be starting construction of the Youth Rehabilitation Center. And so this Youth Rehabilitation Center, we've called it Casa de Mateo. And of course, that's in Spanish. In English, translated, it's Matt's house. So Terry and Adele, your son Matt was an intern for us several years ago, and we have a lot of fond memories of Matt going back. And I know whenever we get together, with the whole family, and we share stories of our time together with Matt, and just we have those stories, and there are certain words that come up, and we all laugh and we all reminisce about Matt. And so Terry, if you could share a little bit about some of those fond memories that Matt had here in the Dominican Republic with us.
First of all, I'm Terry, and with my wife Adele, and it's just a pleasure, honestly, to be able to tell part of our story, and more importantly, a part of Matt's story. And initially, Rick, when Matt was kind of praying about his involvement with Mission 2535, and and you'd kind of given him a green light to pursue the internship, I would say that at that point in his journey, he was struggling, and I think that that his purpose in life probably had not been made clear to him at that point in time. And a couple of things that I guess I would just point out about when he got to the Dominican Republic, and what really then impacted Matt and his life and his journey after that. One, I think, was when he really saw the impact that, and I don't mean to just single you out, but between you and Tammy, and your family, they saw the impact that Mission 2535 was having on individual people in the Dominican Republic. Matt was a people lover. He got his energy from being around, and it could be any type of individual. And forever and a day, I have a picture implanted on my brain, of Matt with 3 young Dominican boys. And they just, number one, everyone had a smile on their face, but the smile that was on Matt's face, has never left my memories. And I think that ultimately, I'd say the second takeaway was that he saw that through his faith, that he had the ability to become part of something bigger than himself. So I think even after he left the DR, I think he always had a heart for the disadvantaged. We'd see that play out in a lot of different ways. But I think, again, the impact was greater than it had been previously. And he came back to the States with a greater sense of purpose. As I fast forward, Matt would go on and have 2 great years of tremendous growth. He went back to school, excelled for a while back at school. And unfortunately, about 2 years down the road, started to fight his own battle with addiction. And, and I'm sorry, to say that Matt eventually lost that battle with addiction and died in December of 2017. But yet again, it is again one of the great memories, many great memories that Adele and I are still left with, that brings a smile to us when we think about his time with Mission 2535, with your daughters in particular, and the impact that was left upon Matt. I'll kind of leave it there for the moment.
Yeah. Amen.
So Adele, what is one of the highlights of Matt's internship when he was here in 2013?
Matt was he had such a bubbly personality, and he just loved people. So I think for him, just working with the people down there, what comes to my mind is I really think that he loved working with the VBSs and the children down there. And he also just interacting with the groups that you had to come down and also, sharing your ministry down there. And one thing that comes to my mind, of course, is the video that he helped to put together where he was supposed to be helping to to give instructions on the proper cleaning procedures, and he made it a really funny adventure. I think he also, when you were doing the cafe, he enjoyed interacting with the people there, and he actually came away from that knowing a lot of Spanish, that we were, real surprised. But he came, I think those were things that he really enjoyed.
Yeah, I would totally agree with you. I had the pleasure of having Matt with me more than the construction crew, and he hung out with me because he liked people, and he loved being a part of the VBSs and loved being a part of wherever people were. He lit up the room when he went in. May not have understood the language, but he made it work, and he's very well remembered here.
Right. So Terry, in what way would the creation of the Mateo house carry on Matt's spiritual legacy here in the Dominican Republic?
Matt's life verse was Romans 8:28, and that just talks about that and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him. And this is something else that Adele and I, we've talked about this any number of times. It's really easy for us to see that through the creation and hopefully the completion of the Mateo house, how God is weaving things together in a way not only that glorifies him, but certainly is working for the good of what? The good of any young man who is fighting the bondage of addiction, who is going to be blessed with an opportunity to have his life changed forever at the Mateo house. That is, for me, and I think Adele, for you, it is a really easy way to see how God is working things together for good. When I think about Matt's spiritual legacy, that one, I think that Matt would just be absolutely blown away that anybody would even think about honoring him this way. It just would have never crossed his mind. But the spiritual legacy, it carries on how? It carries on by each changed life, okay? Each young man who, again, he's fighting when I say the bondage of addiction, in many ways, the battle itself in some ways is beyond the control of the individual. But through spiritual transformation, that we know that battle can be won. And we know that through Rick, your vision, Tammy's vision, with creating the opportunity to build the Mateo House and open up those doors to potentially 24 young men whose lives can be changed forever, that is a spiritual legacy that will carry on forever.
Amen. Amen. We're excited. We really are excited about the next few months ahead and years to be able to see this come to fruition and for us to be able to open it up, to open the doors. I know that there are many folks here that are itching to have it open. And so we're excited. We're excited. And so, I haven't shared this with you yet, Terry and Adele, but the most effective way for people to get on board with this new venture, the Mateo House, the Youth Rehabilitation Center, is there's an opportunity coming on Giving Tuesday. And Giving Tuesday is the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. Okay, Giving Tuesday, the Tuesday after Thanksgiving, and that is November 30th. And so this is the part that I haven't shared with you yet, Terry and Adele. We've been out these last few weeks and months going and talking with churches and talking with people. And just last week, we had our first donation of this year towards the Mateo House, in the sense of there's a matching grants. Dun, 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 dun. So this donor will match up to $10,000. Wow. And so we are hoping that on Giving Tuesday that we will surpass that by a lot. And I'm hoping that we have another donor that will say, hey, I will match another 10,000. And so our goal on Giving Tuesday is to raise $20,000 on social media. And so then if we raise 20 and we have this matching 10 and maybe another matching 10, that's $40,000. Can you believe that? So be praying with us. And again, you can make a donation on Facebook on Tuesday. Go to Mission 2535's Facebook page on Giving Tuesday on November 30th.
That's great.
That's great, Rick.
Isn't that awesome?
That is amazing. Mm-hmm. We did not know that news. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Man, so last Giving Tuesday, we had raised $20,000. I think it was 21,000. Yeah. And then somebody added, one of our partner churches added another 20. And so right now we have around $41,000, that has been put towards, a little more than that, has been put towards Mateo House. And then if we raise 20,000 on Giving Tuesday, and then with these other matching grants, that's another 40, that's 81. Wow. It's going to cost us right around, we believe that it's going to cost us right around $120,000, dollars, and somewhere in that neighborhood. And so we are well on our way, 2/3 of the way, if we get there this Giving Tuesday. And so please pray through that and consider giving on Giving Tuesday. Thank you so much. Thank you, Terry and Adele, for joining us and sharing Matt's story with us. And Matt, Terry and Adele, I've talked with you about, we hope to break ground sometime in January, February on Mateo House. Wow. And we would love to have you guys here during those first few weeks of being able to
Be
put
great.
the footings and the floor in of these houses. And so again, we invite anyone who's watching this to come to be a part of it, right? Amen.
Amen.
Thank you so
That's
much.
great. That's great.